You feel like you're behind in your own life. And the more you look around, the more that feels true. Like you missed something, like you're not where you should be by now. But something about that doesn't quite add up. That feeling doesn't mean that you're late. It doesn't mean that you've wasted time. It doesn't mean that you've lost your edge or your creativity. This happens to creatives who changed direction by choice or by circumstance, but never changed how they measure their progress. Howdy, worthy creative, sit with me for a moment, because this one runs deeper than it looks. And I'll be honest, I am in a version of this right now. After a shift in my own path, I looked around and see people moving faster, building more, getting results sooner. And there's a voice that says I should be further along than this right now. But here's what I'm starting to see. I didn't stay on the same path. I changed directions. And I never reset the timeline in my head. So I've been measuring something new with an old clock. And that's where the feeling comes from. Not from being behind, but from measuring the wrong thing. There's a pattern to this. Most creatives move through the same phases. They just don't recognize it while they're actually in it. First comes drift. Things feel off, they're disconnected. What used to feel natural doesn't anymore. And you can still function, but something isn't clicking. Then comes comparison. You start looking sideways instead of forward. Other people seem to be moving ahead, building, succeeding. And the question rises up, why not me? That's where the feeling of being behind begins. Then misdiagnosis. You assume that it's you. I lost it. I'm behind. I'm not as good as I thought I was. And no amount of past success quietly fixes that. This is where most people get stuck. Then the pause. Something doesn't quite add up. You don't fully understand it, but you feel it. You stop pushing just enough to notice. And you realize that your creativity didn't disappear. It went quiet. Then we get to reframe. You start to see it clearly. You didn't fall behind. You changed direction and never updated your timeline. And that leads to realignment. You stop measuring against other people or your past or some invisible standard, and you start measuring against your current season. And movement returns when your measurement changes. So here's the step. Simple, not easy, but simple. Stop asking, am I behind in my life? And replace that with, what season am I in right now? Look at your energy. Look at your focus. Look at what's been hard. Look at where your mind keeps going. Are you drifting, comparing, blaming yourself, or starting to feel movement again? That answer tells you the season that you're in. Then ask, what's one step that fits this season? Not somebody else's, yours, now, here. You are not late in your own life. You're not behind on your own path. You may be in a season you didn't ask for, and yeah, none of us want that. But that doesn't mean that the path is wrong, and it doesn't mean that you're done. You don't need to catch up. You need to continue, and you can, because you were always meant to live creative.